Dunmore shared the Big 11 title in 1993 with Scranton Prep, losing just one conference game. It won't be easy to repeat that this year because the Bucks were decimated by graduation. They lost 16 players.
We're taking it very slow. We have a very young football team at the present time. We only have 9 seniors on our team at the present time, so we're going to play the seniors as much as we possibly can, and hopefully that our younger players, we have 40 players out for the football team, so we have 31 underclassmen. So we're going to be playing a lot of young players this year, and hopefully that we can continue to get better as the season progresses.
Most coaches would shudder at the thought of having to replace 16 players, but not Jack Hanses. This veteran of so many years has become a master at turning young men into good, solid football players and even better students and people.
I've been very fortunate. The years where I've coached at Lakeland and Wyoming area and at Dunmore, where number one, the primary concern is the education, and number two, we feel that the athletics will take care of themselves, and we have a fine faculty that works very hard with our players, and they're interested in our kids.
That philosophy has worked so well for Coach Hanses. He continues to turn out winner after winner, both on the field and off at Dunmore High School. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports.
Meyers and Dunmore at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. The Bucks 12-6 started the third, but not for long. Joe Lashinsky steps in front of this pass, and he was gone. 40 yards, and the Mohawks had a 14-12 advantage. Back come the Bucks. Jack Dempsey looks downfield and finds Sean Gallagher for 40 yards inside the Meyers 10-yard line. Dempsey again, this time to Brian Forgione. The Bucks come south and go away a winner. For Sports Friday, Tom Honnold, Eyewitness Sports.
In game number 3 at Dunmore, the Bucks led Riverside 8-0, and they were deep in Vikings territory in the third period. After the completion, however, the ball is fumbled. Riverside pounces on it just before it gets out of bounds. That stops the Dunmore march. The Bucks would not be denied on the next possession, however. From the Riverside 9, Brian Dempsey to Sean Gallagher for the touchdown. Dunmore goes to 4-0 with their win tonight over Riverside.
This is Sports Friday, Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania's most comprehensive sports program. Sports Friday is brought to you by Earthly Motor World, Grotto Pizza, and Snapple. Now the area's most experienced sports team, Jim Miller and Sid Michael.
Sports Friday.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sports Friday and week number 10 of local high school football. Jim Miller along with Sid Michaels, the final weekend of regular season play before the PIAA playoffs begin next weekend.
Big game tonight in Peckville. A victory would have clinched no worse than a share of the Big 11 Conference title for the Cougars of Valley View. They took on Dunmore, and it took a grand total of 4 plays for Valley View to establish themselves tonight. Sophomore Brian Fisher, this kid's going to be a good one. He takes the handoff, goes to the right side of the line and goes 48 yards. It was the Cougars' first score of the night, 7-0, just 2 minutes into the game. The next time Valley View got the ball, Fisher again caps a 73-yard drive. It's 14-0. Dunmore fumbled. The Cougars go to work again. John Munley drills this pass to Chris Esgro, and he will fight his way 29 yards to the Bucks' 41-yard line. It set up the first of 2 first-half touchdowns by Franco Fragioni, one of 18 yards, this one a 5-yarder. It was 26-0. Valley View scored on their first 5 possessions tonight. Mike Barrett will field this Dunmore punt at his own 41-yard line. He heads to the left, avoids one tackler, will cut back inside, shake another tackler, and he is gone. 59 yards for the touchdown. It was 34-0 at halftime. The final tonight, a stunner. Valley View shuts out Dunmore. Now, if North Pocono beats Lakeland tomorrow, Valley View and North Pocono share the Big 11 title. If Lakeland beats the Trojans, Valley View is the champion outright.
At Crispin Field in Berwick tonight.
At Dunmore High School, the Cavs led by 10 to start the third. Brad Hunt with the 3-point play to cut the lead to 5. For Prep, Mike Skiff with the pretty dish to Gene Barrett, Prep by 7. Mike Barrett with the bomb for the Bucks to cut the lead to 4. But too much Prep. Skiff with the drive to make it a lead by 8. Then Matt Seitzinger closes it to get the lead to double digits. Prep goes on the road to knock off the Bucks at Dunmore. For Sports Friday, Tom Honnold, 28 Eyewitness Sports. At Bishop Hannan High School, the Bucks from Dunmore had things under control. Mike Coleman cans a deuce from the corner. For the Lancers, Greg Butler finds Jerry Boots for the three-point play. Then Boots on the inside gets two the hard way. But it was all Dunmore. Brad Hunt gets the bucket on the drive, and Mike Barrett extends the lead as the Bucks knock off the Lancers. For Sports Friday, Tom Honnold, 28, Eyewitness Sports.
Mike Barrett was the big man inside for the Bucks, but with touch passes like this from Dan Krasowski, how could you not pick up at least a few hoops? Abington's Mark Sadowski hits the 15-footer to try and keep the Comets close, and Mike Manning had the big block late in the game. But look who ends up with the ball, as Barrett picks up another two of his game-high 18. Andy Fry had the tip at the buzzer, but it wasn't enough, as a 2-point halftime lead turned into a 14-point win for the Bucks.
Everybody was in there. Our bench had worked hard in preparation for the game, so we're pleased because the kids are an unselfish bunch.
With the win, Dunmore wraps up the first half championship and is just one step away from sealing up the Southern Division crown. The second game of the night featured two teams who were tied on top of the Northern Division. Honesdale and Valley View each came into tonight's game sporting a 5-2 record.
Our second game tonight finds the first half champion Dunmore Bucks on the road at the Scranton CYC, where they do battle with the Knights of Scranton High. At the end of the second quarter, Dave Staples is Johnny on the spot with the hoop to give the Knights a 2-point lead. Dunmore would take a 2-point lead thanks to Mike Coleman on a 3, but Staples would hold the Knights together. First with the 3, same man, same spot, same result. Then again at the end of the quarter, Staples off the rebound. The Knights knock off the Bucks at the CYC. In Scranton for Sports Friday, Tom Honnold, 28, Eyewitness Sports. With Bishop O'Hara struggling with Abington Heights, the focus of the Southern Division shifts to Dunmore High School, where the Golden Lances of Bishop Hannan High School can clinch the second half championship with a victory and a Bruin loss. But it wasn't meant to be. Mike Coleman from the top of the key to extend the Buck lead to 6. Ted Bloom cuts the deficit in half with the tray. Coleman cans a pair to make it 35-30 Dunmore. For Hannan, the Butler did it, as in Greg Butler, the hoop and the harm, tying it at 37. That's where Dunmore goes on a 9-2 run. Brad Hunt with a 3-point play. Then with the short J in the lane, the Lancers suffer their first loss in the second half to the first half champs, 81-69. In Dunmore for Sports Friday, Tom Honnold, 28, Eyewitness Sports.
At the CYC in Scranton tonight, the Bruins of Bishop O'Hara fight their way back from a 2-point first-half deficit with nice outside shooting by Al Collegius. The Bruins continue to set the tempo in this one. They win the Lackawanna South Championship going away as we now get set for postseason competition in local high school playoff basketball.
Game 2 tonight had a sense of deja vu as two Lackawanna South foes tangle for the second time in 2 weeks as the Lances of Bishop Hannan take on the first half champions, the Dunmore Bucks. The Bucks get off to a fast start. Mike Coleman cans the J to give Dunmore an early lead. Off the rebound, Mike Barrett gets 2 down low. Hannan answers with a 10-0 run. Tim Bloom with the 3-ball. Then Greg Butler bombs away from the corner for the Lancers. But it was too much Dunmore. Brad Hunt just inside the arc. The Bucks go on where they will play Carbondale area next Tuesday at the CYC. For Sports Friday, Tom Honnold, 28, Eyewitness Sports.